All right, we'll call the meeting to order. In accordance with the South Carolina Freedom of Information Act, Section 30-40-80E, South Carolina Code 1987, as amended, all of the media in the immediate area have been notified of the date, time, location, and agenda of the meeting. We'll start out with our prayer by Ms. Kelly, and then we'll pledge by Mr. Jeffords.
Pray. Dear Lord, we thank you for this day, and we thank you for our time here together. Lord, we pray for your guidance and your wisdom, that you would help us to make decisions that are pleasing to you and in the best interest of the parents and students in Darlington County. Lord, be with us as we leave here tonight and travel home, and we pray for a continued safe school year. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Can we get a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Can we get a motion to move into executive session
What's the...
for
just
legal advice for
legal-
personnel
I
matters?
didn't, okay, just
Make the
go
motion.
over. Okay,
Can we get a second?
second.
All in favor? Anyone opposed? We'll move into executive session. take a motion to come out of executive session.
I move that we move out of executive session back into regular session.
Second.
All in favor? Anyone opposed? We are out of executive. No actions were taken during executive session, no votes were taken, and we will move on to our regular. Do we have anyone signed up? Okay. Good citizens' comments. All right, consent items. We have adult education admissions.
Madam Chair, I make a motion we accept.
A second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? We also have the minutes for our September 9th and our regular meeting and this September 23rd work session. Can
So I
we get-
move that we accept both of those, accept the minutes.
Second.
All in favor? Anyone opposed? All right. And that moves us to our perfect scores on our 2023-24 SC Ready. What an awesome, exciting time. All right, Dr. Nick, who's going to handle it? Well,
For Dr. Nichols.
Dr. Nichols, we're going to do our reading.
Yes.
Okay.
Good evening, I'm Dr. Nichols, Chief Academic Officer, and I'll be recognizing the students. The South Carolina College and Career Ready Assessment, otherwise known as SCRAM, is a statewide assessment in English Language Arts, Mathematics, Science, and Social Studies administered to students in grades 3rd through 8th, as required by the Educational Accountability Act. 5 students in Darlington County School District earned a perfect score on one or more sections of the test as determined by the South Carolina Department of Education. To earn a perfect score, students must score the maximum raw score for the section of the test. The following students earned a perfect score on one or more portions of the test. From St. John's Elementary School, Wiz Marcus Bacabus Cerealis.
So right here, you're the star of the show, so put you front and center.
Mom and Dad, y'all want to get up closer or? We'll hold.
Do you want to take pictures closer?
Sweet one, smile. Thank you.
Good job.
From Hartsville Middle School, Levi Mathis.
Congratulations again, Levi.
From Carolina Elementary School, Aiden Staris.
Congratulations, Aiden. Hey, Abe. Hey. How are you? It's good to see you again. Congratulations. Congratulations.
We know why his dad is so smart now.
Wait, I didn't get one.
Oh. Smile again.
Okay.
Great job.
From J.L. Kane Elementary, Lowell Tincher. From Lamar Spalding Elementary School, Bladen Wyndham.
Congratulations. Good to meet you. Good job.
Wait.
One more. We're going to take a whole bunch more with you.
There you go. Thank
just want to say what an awesome, awesome award and honor for our students that had perfect scores. You've done something somebody else has not done. And so you should be honored for that, and just know we celebrate you, and tonight was about you. So parents, family, thank you for being here and supporting them. And it's just a joy for us to have them with us. So we appreciate all of y'all. Oh yeah, by the way, you don't have to stay for the entire meeting if you don't want to, parents. So if you need to get home, because I know they're wanting to work on their homework. So in order to keep maintaining that level of academic achievement.
That's some pretty big accomplishments there. All right. The next Darlington County Board of Education work session is scheduled for Monday, October the 28th, 6 o'clock p.m. in the training room here at the administrative office. And our next regular board meeting will be November the 11th at 6 p.m. right here in the board training room. Budget reports. Anyone have any questions regarding our budget? Okay. Dr. Newman, I think we will now turn this over to you for a year in review for the district.
Okay. Chair Hassler, members of the board, members of the audience, online and in person. This is the time where we do our annual review of the previous year, state of the district, and usually what makes this happen at this time of year is our report cards come out. So our report cards go public. Tomorrow is the day that they're unembargoed. I know we're having a meeting tonight, so I'm going to talk a little bit about the report cards tonight, but not specifics to everybody. But those will be unembargoed and available to the public tomorrow night. So that's usually, we wait until this conversation because we need to be able to talk about our report cards if we're going to talk about a year in review. So I'm going to make sure that our technology is working. And I can hear the band playing in the background in support of this presentation. So I've got music soundtrack going on there. All right, let's see here. There we go. Good. All right. Well, like I said, it's the year in review as far as what took place in 23-24. Again, we're always starting off our meetings with our mission statement, which is to educate, empower, and prepare all for an ever-changing world. And our vision statement for the district, our Darlington County community will grow and prosper economically and culturally as the school district fosters an environment that produces well-educated, productive citizens. This came out of our strategic plan that we actually put in place last year. So the 23-24 year is when we actually redid our strategic plan with new goal areas, new mission statement, and new vision. That was a big new for last year for us. Those goal areas are student success, staff excellence, community engagement, and efficient use of resources and operations. Anything that we do as a district or that the board makes decisions on should be involved with one of these 4 goal areas, and if it's not, then we probably shouldn't be making too many decisions on it. So you'll see a lot of things that are woven into these goal areas, and several things I'll talk about cross over to several of the goal areas as well. All right, so we'll start with student success, and this is highlights of some of the test data that we have. Our test scores and report card ratings. We actually had an increase in ELA. I know that about a month ago we talked about data and the State Department was still working through pieces. And so the final, as the dust has settled, it was minimal, don't get me wrong, it was a minimal increase, but we did actually increase as a district in ELA. And that wasn't necessarily the same for everybody else. I have the rankings on there. Out of approximately 78 school districts, Again, our climb continues, so we were 50th, we're 48th now. And for the past, every year except 1 year, we've actually been climbing up. Same thing with math. We had an increase in math scores, again, in an increase in meets or exceeds and what our ranking is compared to others. So if we're trying to get to the state average, that's the first goal we're trying to reach, is state average, and the next one is to start increasing past that. 39 is the number we're looking for. And so with math, we're very close. We still have work to do in ELA. I also have second grade map, reading, and math scores. This is something new that the state is tracking now. And so this comes directly from our map assessment for spring that our schools that have second graders in them give. And we had a pretty healthy gain in both reading and in math with our second grade. So this is good news for what's coming up to us, and hopefully for our third grade scores that we're going to be looking at. So these are now our third graders with us. And if you see that the scores are similar in reading, but in math they're significantly higher than what SC Ready is. So again, what we're looking at is hopefully that's going to translate to the grades as those students come up through the next grade levels. Also, just highlighting some of the EOC information that we have. We had almost a 10% increase in Algebra 1 scores for the year for all of our high schools. Biology had a small increase, but still had an increase and compared to where biology was the year before. We're thankful for that. We had a very small decrease in English 2, and then we had a healthy decrease in U.S. history. And I think all of our principals were all having this discussion about U.S. history. But I think the highlights are for Algebra 1 and Biology with the increases. We also gained in our ACT composite scores for the district. Again, 17.1 from 16.2. And then this is a big one for us that I keep watching, which is college and career ready. We actually gained more this past year in college and career ready. Last year, that 75.1% was 8th in the state out of all school districts across the state of South Carolina. So that's something we're top 10 in. We increased that again. And so I'm looking forward to seeing all of the other districts' data so we can get the ranking for that. It's not available yet, but as soon as we get that from the state, we'll be able to put our place as well. So I'm hoping we move up from where we were with 8th in the state on that. Report card ratings. I'm highlighting our excellent and good scores, good rating schools. And so excellent for last year's report cards was Carolina Elementary, Rosenwall Elementary, Lamar High School, and Mayo High School for Math, Science, and Technology. And then good report card ratings were Bay Road Elementary, Brockington Elementary, and Spalding Middle School. And so that's just, again, highlighting those that did well, either excellent or good in the district. Obviously, there is the ratings are unsatisfactory, below average, average, good, and excellent. We have no unsatisfactory schools in the school district, so I'm grateful for that. But we certainly have more work to do with our other schools because we want everybody to be good or excellent. Also, a couple highlights with student success. We started a new esports program this past year, and I was thankful when they were renovating this space. We were at our old annex, and that's where the esports program was with our kids that were participating, and it was a lot of fun to watch. I mean, usually the matches started around 5:30, so I would head out of my office and go down and watch the kids and the teamwork that's involved with esports. Esports is basically gaming, but it is a sport, and it's a sport that's high school leagues have it, colleges have it. You can get scholarships for this, and you make a whole lot of money off of this as well. So it's really neat to see this expand in the district. This year, we've gone from one overall district program with 16 kids that we now have a Lamar program, and then Darlington and Hartsville are combined this year, but they'll actually split off for next year as well. So we'll have 3 esports teams start next year. Our new mechatronics program that we started at DCIT This is in direct response from our business community, specifically our manufacturing sector. When we said, what is the number one skills that you need from our students, mechatronics was it. And it's a combination of electricity as well as engineering and a lot of other things together. But that is the skills that we're asked for. We're glad to be able to offer this in the district. We just got the lab set up last year where we initiated it. And so we're looking forward to seeing the results from that with our students. And then scholarships, $38,920,160 of total scholarships earned by our students last year. That's a big number, and it's 10% higher than the year before, which is what we want to see. We want to see our students being offered more money. Staff excellence. Last year, the board remembers we had Dr. Pulowski with us at the beginning of the year at our convocation. And then our principals know that we did a year-long professional development with our schools and teachers and staff about strategies to develop relationships with students and how those impact our students, whether it be in attendance or discipline or grades. Just an example, last year we had a decrease in severe discipline referrals. I call severe fighting, kick, hit, push. The ones that are on our top 10 list from our schools, we actually had a 17.7% decrease in severe discipline referrals district-wide. I do believe part of this is because teachers were focused on relationships. We had huge decreases at the high schools. And so glad to see that. Again, we're continuing the strategies. Our schools are continuing with the strategies as part of the PLC process, even though we're not necessarily doing professional development every month on it right now. Our Cognia District accreditation. Again, I presented to the board a few months ago where we had finalized our Cognia review. Again, we had two noteworthy practices where we engage our stakeholders on what our mission and vision is and our core values that supports our students' well-being and academic growth. And then also we use a variety of data in order to make informed decisions that foster student and staff members' well-being. So those noteworthy practices are a big deal. Not everybody gets those in a Cognia review, so we were grateful to see that and to see other people recognize that we are working towards growth and improvement in achievement with our students. We had a higher system score, again, this time around versus 5 years ago, which again, you always want to see improvement. Employee raises. Board, thank you for approving the raises for our employees this past year. The average raises were up to about 4.5% for all of our employees. Our starting teacher salary now is $48,410. I was looking at the year in review from 2 years ago. It was $43,000 2 years ago, and it's now $48,410. So that's a huge thank you to the board for supporting obviously our teacher salaries, but also everybody else's salary that is in our school district, whether it be bus drivers or cafeteria workers or principals, that everybody has been able to benefit from this. We had a teacher morale initiative that we had in place last year where Mr. Miller was meeting with a group of teachers that had been selected by their principals to participate. And again, there was a summary of what that group came up with that they felt like would help the school district in retention. And so we have put some of those things in place, and our retention rate was up to 92% at the end of last year. And I got to mention our hiring event again. That was our second one that we've had in the past 2 years. But this one was even bigger than the last one because your all's displays, principals had bigger displays. They had more swag that they were giving out to people. And we actually had a lot more numbers that came through this career fair as well. So we were able to make contact with and hire some folks, which is always what we're looking for the best. We want to hire the best and we want to retain the best. We had some leadership transitions that we had to take care of at the end of the year. So we had approximately 6 schools plus adult ed plus our chief academic officer that were transitioned from last year. So again, that's part of the process of for lack of a better term, next person up, right? That's what we always say is next person up. When a position is available, it's always an opportunity for that next person to be put in place that's looking for that next opportunity. And so I feel good about the pipeline that we have in our district. The majority of those positions were internal candidates that received those positions. And so that says a lot about the pipeline that we're building internally. And again, I think one thing is constant is change. And so I think every school district understands that you've got to have a pipeline because you are going to have transitions pretty much every year. But we successfully have people in place. I'm excited about the people that are in place and the jobs that they're doing. They've gotten off to a great start this year. Community engagement is our next goal area. We had our first inaugural Hall of Fame inductees. What a celebration of just legendary people in the Darlington County School District. Dr. Alan McCutcheon, Dr. Rainey Knight, retired Sergeant Major Connell Delane, Mrs. Jean Taylor, and Ms. Lena Pearson. A great night of just knowledge and expertise in a room over an incredible span of time in the school district. So we were glad to get that up and running. We are in the process of selecting this year's inaugural Hall of Fame inductees. That should happen within the next month or so as well. So we look forward to that celebration in January. Our Orange Frog initiative. Everybody remembers Orange Frog, and it's not just because my favorite college team is orange. It's because the frog really was orange, and it was. If you think about when we implemented Orange Frog, we were having some difficult times with the pandemic. And people were having trouble feeling connected because we were not in the same spaces. I was thinking about this the other day. Our high schools and middle schools, kids were going every other day. I mean, they were doing a flex schedule. We were 6 feet apart from each other in our elementary schools. We weren't hugging on kids like I was able to hug tonight, our students that were here. Orange Frog was put in place for that reason. We've transitioned that now to DCSD Kindness to make it ours. I think everybody feels comfortable of what the values are. It's about character ed for our students. It's about random acts of kindness. It's about teaching our students how to give back. What does that feel like? And so we know that we can incorporate this through our own DCSD Kindness now. And of course we had a Random Act of Kindness Day last March 16th where every school in the district was out in our community giving back to the community. And our students were a big part of this. So they were either cleaning up the park, or they were handing out goodie bags to businesses, or they were rolling people's groceries out at the grocery store. They were handing bottles of water out at the big race that they had in Hartsville, the running race. And they were doing the color thing where they throw colors on the racers. I don't even know what all that is. But anyways, it never ceases to amaze me the after of those days where people in our community go, you won't believe this. We had these kids come by and they just gave us stuff because. And they just said, thank you for what you do. And it was awesome seeing kids just because. So we'll continue that. Our communications audit that we completed at the end of the year, we are now implementing this year. There were 6 recommendations that were made. Our community and business stakeholder input was a big portion of what that was and what we're working on. Our district and parent newsletters. We've got district newsletters that go out weekly. We've got parent newsletters that go out monthly now. And it talks about everything that's going on in our schools. Because again, we want people to understand all the great things that are going on in our school district. And we need to find more avenues of getting that word out. Again, lots of people say, I can't believe all these things are going on in the Darlington County School District. You need to tell more people. And we're like, we agree. And we're working on that. And then I did a couple chamber town hall meetings in Darlington and Hartsville last year where I met with each chamber and a group of key stakeholders that came in, and we talked about all the great things going on in the school district. Our workforce development initiatives. This could be student success as much as it could be community engagement, because this is our students and what they're doing. But our Key to High School Career Internship, paid internship program had 143 students in it, which was a 51% increase over the previous year. Our 8th grade Ascend started. We had approximately 125. We're going to have 750. Every one of our 8th grade students will participate in Ascend, where they are going out once a month into local businesses and learning about what those local businesses do, what careers are available, and how those local businesses impact our communities. I meet monthly with the Darlington County Progress Education Workforce Development Committee, which is economic development. It is usually Duke Energy, Sunoco, Nucor, and a few other businesses that are with us. It's Florence Darlington Tech and it's Coker University, where we're always talking about what are the opportunities for students. And it may be with a 4-year degree, it may be with a 2-year degree, it may be straight out of high school. And whatever it is, we've just got to make sure that we got pathways for our kids and that they and their parents know that they can make a great living in Darlington County without leaving and take care of their families. And then, of course, we also did high school professional development last year, right after convocation, where our businesses talked to our high school teachers and counselors and said, here's all the things that are available for your kids, come visit us. And then we also did a couple town halls right at the end of this summer, where we were trying to get out in the community, again, parent guardian awareness. That we keep saying this over and over and over. We know if parents know what's available to their students when they graduate, if a parent knows that their student can make $50,000 a year right out of high school, and here's the opportunities that are local to do that, or if they go to a 2-year, they can make up to $90,000, or if they go to a 4-year, they can make up to $200,000. Our students need to know that, but our parents and guardians need to know that too, because they'll help us keep our students in school if they're aware of that. Efficient use of resources and operations is the 4th goal. Our audit that we finished last year had no findings, which is a good thing. I know it doesn't say, it's not a huge celebratory word, but in the world of accounting, no findings is about the best that you can hope for. And so we had a great audit with no findings. Our new budget, we transitioned school positions that had been paid out of ESSER monies, which is our interventionist that we were able to work into the new budget. We also incorporated middle school Spanish and computer science, and we started our new elementary GT alert program. Again, thank you, board, for working those positions into the budget that we currently have, which is $122,960,000, which is a 4.4 increase over the previous year. So that $122 million budget is a large amount of money to have to manage. We are the biggest employer in Darlington County. So a lot of people don't realize that. Yes, there's a lot of corporations here, but we're actually the largest company, we're the largest employer in Darlington County. Technology-wise, we just finally made it to where all of our district has new wireless network installed. And the reason why this is such a big deal is we're able to separate and carve out the bandwidth, because bandwidth is speed. And so if we can really help carve out what's going on with bandwidth, then we're able to have more speed for instructional purposes in the classroom and teachers being able to utilize the technology. And then operations, you see this room. We did a district office and school HVAC renovations through ESSER monies. That was one of the buckets that we were allowed to spend money from the ESSER funds for. And so we were able to complete HVAC renovation here, but also a lot of our schools got new HVACs over the past 3 years. So we were able to replace a lot of units across the district. The new Darlington area elementary school. We are now at 102,000 square feet and 670 students that we're planning on seeing next fall. It is our first CM at risk project for the school district. That's a way that this building is being built and being project managed. It is going to have a STEAM, physics, engineering focus immersion to it. We're working on the curriculum now. We recognize when we opened the schools a few years ago that the time to be planning for curriculum is now and not after the school opens. So we are working on getting all those pieces put in place. It is on schedule to open in August of 2025, first day of school. Most importantly, excuse me, most importantly, no taxpayer impact. We funded this with money that was already in the school district. So there is not an additional no taxpayer impact with this school. We did some athletic facilities upgrades. Hopefully everybody's had a chance to see the Hartsville High and Darlington High turf fields. A lot of buzz, a lot of good buzz out in the communities about kids excited to be playing on something that they've only seen in other areas. We resurfaced the Lamar High School track. We're in a collaboration with the city of Darlington on the Blue Street fields that are next door here, where we're getting a new high school baseball stadium and tennis courts, as well as renovated recreation department fields and new concession bathrooms for all of those as well. So a lot of work is going on next door, and hopefully folks are getting a chance to see how the progress has gone with that. I definitely want to keep talking about safety and security. This was one of the main goals of the board 2 years ago, and I don't think this goal has gone away. So I want to make sure that we continue to always talk about those things. Just because something was a main goal 1 year doesn't mean it goes away. It means we continue to support it. And so this past year we implemented a clear bag policy at all of our athletic events. We added additional weapons detectors at the middle and high schools. We added handheld weapons detectors at all the elementary schools. We have additional cameras, card access, and fencing that is ongoing that we are installing at the buildings where they were identified for new systems to be in place. We also have additional secure storefronts that we added to Carolina Elementary School and Lamar High School, which is where when you walk in the door, you're not in the building. You walk in the door, you're in an airspace, and then they have to let you into the building. So this is what we really want to see with all of this. What we have in our new schools, anything we build will have this. And the majority of the schools now in the school district have those airlock areas in them. And then we continue to do reunification drills and safety drills. We use Raptor for our security alerts and drills. And I will say, I know that there's a fine line between drills. How much do we drill versus, how much should we be doing that? I would say Darlington County, our school district, has a really good handle on this. I think our kids are comfortable with how we do this. I think our parents are comfortable with how we do this as well. I've heard many times when something has happened and there was an alert at a school that parents are very grateful how quickly we are responding to let them know, hey, it's okay. It's here's exactly what's going on right now. So our systems that we have in place, you got to practice them, and that it just takes over time. You just get better at it, and that's what we want to make sure of. We just want to make it a regular part of what we're doing, and not have it as something that's something separate that we do every once in a while. Mental health supports. That's another one from a couple years ago that we continue with. We're adding additional counselors and programs, but we're not adding an additional cost to the school district. So we have, for example, an art therapy program that is being funded through MUSC that is in several of our schools now, that is additional counseling. We have a couple other companies that we are working through that there's no charge to the district because they're billing Medicaid, so they're able to do that with our students for mental health support. We have an online virtual counseling service that we have been able to utilize over the past year. That started last year. And then we also have our PACE program, which I remember talking with Representative Terry Alexander a couple years ago about this. Was a grant that was funded through the state. Now, and it's for at-risk female students. It was at the middle schools, and now it's been expanded to the high schools. So we're really encouraged about that as well. Additional notable items for me. I did present at the I3 SCASA conference this summer with Dr. Pulowski and Jackie Lynn on what we've been doing this past year with the professional development through Dr. Pulowski. I was also in Washington, D.C. at a superintendent summit where I brought back a lot of intel on Magic School AI, which is what we're utilizing now in our school district. That was back in the spring where I had a chance to talk to districts across the country and really honed in on Magic School. And then my principals know we're doing professional development around root cause analysis, which is something that we're doing as year-long professional development in our principal meetings each month. I was elected to the South Carolina Association of School Administrators Executive Committee this year. At the end of last year, I was made elected chair of the PD Education Center at Francis Marion, and then also appointed to University of South Carolina Educational Leadership Rural Districts Committee, where we've got a couple of our principals that are working through that as well, where we're getting professional development specific to rural school districts, and that is being funded through USC. We also have some other notable items for other SLT members. Our technology and instructional technology folks have presented nationally and at the state level at ISTE, Learning Impact, One EdTech, and of course the South Carolina EdTech is our technology state conference that we have. Mr. Miller had an article published in a national journal as well this past year. And then we've also had a lot of our other SLT members that have presented at the roundtable. So we go monthly to roundtables around the state, and our folks get asked to present a lot because of a lot of the good things we're doing in the school district. So, you know, people want to know if you're doing something well, they want to know how to replicate it. And then I'll finish with our one word for the year. Again, our one word is together. We can't do this unless we do it together. We know that. This is what we're preaching to our families, to our community, to our businesses, to everybody that's associated, all the stakeholders in Darlington County School District. We got to do this together because it's about our kids. And that is something that I think we can all unite around, is our kids together. So here's to a great school year this year, and look forward to the accolades next year. And that finishes the State of the District review. Questions?
I think that was pretty thorough, Dr. Newman. Thank you.
I know I sped through it, I know. And that's probably just half of what I could have talked about, truthfully. So.
Thank you. We'll move on to policies. Policies A through I are for second reading. Do we want to take those collectively, or does anyone have one they want to pull out? So
Pretty much,
okay. Can we get a motion to accept A through I for second reading?
Madam Chair, I make a motion we accept A through I, policies for second reading.
Second.
As they're listed here in this, on the agenda, as they're listed on the agenda.
At the same time.
J is a first reading.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay.
All
The
right,
second reading.
Thank you for reminding me.
A through I, have a motion on the table. Can we get a second?
Second.
Any discussion about any of those policies? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right, we have policy, well, it's policy JICJ, but it's J listed on the agenda, which is our cell phone device, personal electronic devices. This is for first reading.
Yes.
Can we get a motion to approve that for first reading?
So moved.
Second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? Just a reminder, this is just a policy that is now reflective of the state proviso that was put in place. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. And then we have policy FF, which is correcting a scribe error that occurred when this was transferred. This policy was passed previously, but we just needed to correct the scribe error for how it was transferred into the policy document.
And it's just for information purposes. Like I said, it was passed in 2022. There's been lags sometimes with policies, getting them uploaded into the school board's policy manual. So we wanted to make sure as we were uploading these, FF is the name of the policy and ARFFR is the name of the rule. Nothing has changed in those. They're just getting uploaded to the state policy.
So the scribe error you refer to is, these were actually passed in
In 22.
22 before I was even on the board.
Yes.
So I was confused by these.
Yeah.
Okay. And so, but they just weren't uploaded to the.
Correct.
So you just wanted to make everybody aware, and so it wasn't a surprise if they
Yes.
saw them added. Okay.
That's right.
Madam Chair, I make a motion we approve.
You don't have to
That's
approve
just for
them.
Just for information.
Yeah, it's just
So
an
we're good.
information issue. All right, Dr. Newman, do you have anything to add in the update after?
Just a tad. I know, it's on there. so,
Gave you
you
this
know,
audience.
You know, I just,
We're gonna pull the hook.
I know. So I'll just focus on community engagement. That's all I'm gonna focus on.
Okay.
Because that's one of our goals that we have. Bay Road held their annual Title I open house meeting where they shared information about Title I and also information with parents about upcoming events. And the Brockington had their third grade curriculum night, where parents received information about the new Read to Succeed laws. Carolina had their Grandparents and Grandfriends Day, where students along with their grandparents enjoyed a tour of the school and indulged in treats. DCIT set up a table at 3 district football games this month. I saw you all at the games, Robbie, to provide students, parents, and community members information about DCIT. DCIS had 2 community motivational speakers come to share their story of perseverance and resilience with the students. Darlington High School had Nucor set up at a recruitment table at their home game. Nucor was actually at, I think they've been to all 3 of our high schools, if I'm not mistaken, setting up tables. Glad to have them around. Darlington Middle had a parent workshop about how to access Power School and Schoology, as well as a Grandparents' Day luncheon. Hartsville High School had their National Honor Society for Dance Arts assisted the Humane Society with puppy yoga. I'll have to ask about that later, Mr. Lewis. And then also the cross-country team volunteered to help Calmia Gardens. So Hartsville Middle hosted a campus beautification project on World Peace Day, September 21st. Sherwin-Williams, Riverbend Builders, and Sunflower Soul Art donated to support their project. J.L. Kane had a community event for the month of September that was Grits for Grandparents. They had over 200 grandparents on campus, and they also celebrated Proud to be an American Week with students along with staff. We had Lamar Spalding Elementary had reading buddies and teacher cadets from Mayo and Lamar High School come and read, and then they also had their first parent breakfast drop-in. We had Mayo reading buddies. Mayo's beta members have partnered with Bay Road, Lamar Spalding, Pate, Rosenwald, and Thornwell Elementary Schools and Southside to serve as reading buddies for beginning readers. They also had a Hurricane Helene supply drive that the club leaders are hosting the supply drive to support relief. North Hartsville, they actually had their Memorial Library Summer Reading participants with a whoop-whoop wagon. I got to ask what a whoop-whoop wagon is, but they had
It is what?
a whoop-whoop wagon. It's where they celebrate the kids and their reading, and so how many books that they have read. So, yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
You
Thank
just
you for the
need
sound
you just
effects.
need it in the right context.
Thank you for the sound. I needed help with that one. Pate Elementary had their Hearts for Schools, has started their mentoring program with students this year, and they're meeting with them on Fridays. We had Rosenwald with the State Department of Education computer science coach. Kevin Little was there assisting with the robotics club. Southside they partnered with Sunoco Products and their Incredible Paws program to fill out student clothing closet and clothing donations. St. John's continued a partnership with Darlington High School to promote student morale through athletics. Football players open doors during AM drop-off, and then also they're starting a Good News Club on Thursday afternoons after school. And then Thornwell had Youth to Leaders mentoring program with Sunoco and Heart for Schools mentoring program, reading buddies that they had, and they also had some grits with Grand. So there's a lot of grits in the month of September, it looks like. So just a lot of examples about community engagement with our schools. I wanted to welcome everybody back from fall break. I hope all of our school personnel got needed rest and kind of rejuvenated, and we're ready to get back to second quarter. which also is the rest of the semester for our high school folks. So glad to have everybody back. And then I wanted to mention it is National School Lunch Week, so go have a school lunch somewhere. Sit down with a kid and have a lunch and have a conversation with them. That's the superintendent's.
All right, thank you. And we'll move on to board member input. Ms. Thompson, you want to lead us off?
Sure.
I loved hearing your update today. That was the second time I've gotten to hear the state of the district, and I'm sure if I went out and talked to principals, I could get, state of each one of your schools and things that have been going on in each one of our schools. It's very, what you give us is very high level, and I think it's exciting to see, and I know there's so much more, as you said, that you could, go even deeper, and so congratulations to everybody that has seen some success over the last year and some of the new programs. I'm excited about the communication audit that we had. That was one of the things you highlighted, and seeing how we can tell our story better, and how we can get the word out to our community and to our region about the things that we have going on. I'm also really excited about the business engagement piece. I know I mentioned that one often, but I'm really happy to see where that's headed and that your vision for that, because I know it's, like I've said, it's not one of those things that the state's measuring us on, but, we have to get creative and think about those other things that, beyond what the standard things are that the state mandates for us, so that we can have success, and so our students are successful, and so our community is successful as a whole. So really happy about how that's proceeding and continuing. And I just wanted to thank my fellow board members that went to the South Carolina School Board Association regional meeting in Aner last week or the week before. I don't know, time flies. Thank you to those of you that attended that. That was a nice meeting to meet other school boards across the region and hear other people's challenges and successes. And that whole topic was really around telling your story. And it really sort of came, it was interesting to see from a different angle, and sort of goes along with some of the things we've talked about in our communication audit. So appreciated that. So anyway, I always appreciate all of you. I would love to get out to each one of your schools and see and hear your state of the school. Unfortunately, I'm one person, and I can't always get everywhere all the time. But to know that I'm paying attention, and I appreciate all that you do. So that's all from me.
Mr. Jeffers.
I'd like to congratulate all our award winners tonight. That was really fantastic. That's really good. Kind of like Manny was talking, I'd like to congratulate all our teachers. We've got a lot of good things going on in this school district. A lot of times we don't get the credit that we probably deserve, but we've got a lot more good going on than we have bad, and you only hear the bad, but we do appreciate every one of you. From the bottom of my heart, we really do, and thank you for what you do. I think our vacancies are still coming down.
Yes, sir. We're at 15 right now. There's only 3 in the middle schools, and the rest are split between elementary and high.
Okay, so that's much better than it has been in the years past. We appreciate what you do. And congratulations on your publication.
Oh, thank you.
Good deal. All right. Thank you.
Ms. Gore?
Before I start, I would just like to thank Dr. Newman for letting us see all the success that's going on in the schools. I'm so very proud of what you all do for this district. I'm so proud of your SNL team that supports you, and you all are doing a fantastic job. I like the part that the scores of ELA math is doing good. So I want to honor someone tonight who I met. I want to honor Miss Mason tonight. I just have to say I'm very proud of you for your national award. Being from Darlington, South Carolina, you're in our district, and I'm so very proud of what you have done and accomplished in your life. You just got your PhD, great for that, and now you're part of the HR director, and great things are happening to you, young lady. I'm very proud of you. Yeah. I just made a few little notations of what Dr. Newman talked about. And I really like that, I like that kindness, random acts of kindness in the Orange Frog. And because it gave the young people in the district the opportunity to give back. And it also gave them the opportunity to help others and to see how important that is in life, helping others. I know that they gave, I think Mayo Magnet School and Darlington High combined. And the children of DSS was so happy about those gifts that they received. You know, my daughter works with DSS, and she was saying how the children were so appreciated of what you all did for them. And the senior citizens, that really was a uplifter for them, because they just love young people and they made them feel so special. So I'm so glad that we got that kindness program in the district. That is one of the best programs for our kids, teaching them how to share. And also I made a notation of the new school. I didn't have any idea that the new school was going to be focused on engineering and physics. I mean, that is great. That is great. My grandson now, he's in engineering at Clemson. And
You said that a little loud.
huh? I mean, Clemson. I'm a USC, but that's all right. I'll take the orange. And, oh, he is so excited. He's home now. And he was just telling me, I say, what? He was just telling me all these great things about this school. And he loves it. And so, for everyone who has given so much to this school district, I just say thank you. And I hope as a board member that we can be here for you all and give back and be a support system for you all, because you all are doing fantastic. You know, Darlington County School District, you know, we got something to be proud of. We have something. I've seen other districts, and we met other districts when we were in Ainer. And I see how we are really more advanced than they are. So, y'all doing a very good job, and we thank all of you for what you all do. And I also like the businesses. I thank the businesses, Sunoco, Nucor, for working with our children and giving them the opportunity. And also they get paid. So once they get paid, that's the opportunity for them to learn how to manage money. And they're going to need that in life. You got to know how to manage your money. And that's a good thing that they're getting paid. That's a good incentive for them. And most of the kids I talk to that in the program, they love it. They say, Ms. Gore, I love it. I love it. I said, okay. I said, good. Especially the money part. You know, and I'm glad that we were able to give our school teachers a raise. That was good. $48,000 a year. Boy, I was thinking, when I graduated from college, I don't think school teachers was making but $10,000 a year.
That was a long time ago.
About 10 or 12. They wasn't making no $48,000 a year with a BA, with a bachelor's degree, and no training, no teaching experience. That's a lot. That's a good salary. That's a good salary. I thank you all for giving young people that incentive, because you know people have gotten away from going into education, but that's a good incentive for us to get top-notch school teachers. And thank you, Chuck, for the recruitment we had last year. So we do it again this year, it'll probably be another success. Okay. Thank you that we didn't have no findings in our audit, Miss Renee. It's good to keep your money straight. That's good. We didn't have no finding in our audit. Good CFO. Well, that's all I have to say. I'm going to turn it over to Luke.
It's always hard to, come behind Audra here. But,
Oh my God, I could last. I never said all the words.
again, Miss Mason, congratulations on your national recognition as well as your promotion. You know, very well earned. You know, the night that we discussed it, and I talked with you briefly, it couldn't have been a better choice, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And Chuck, also congratulations on your publication.
Can we get a copy?
And Miss Axon, look forward to seeing what great things you're going to be able to do for us with the new school. You've got some outstanding teachers that will be coming along to you from Rosenwald. As we've seen, they're doing exceptionally well. Excellent. Again, Miss Mason, good job. Tell your staff, good job. We're proud of how everything's turning out. Mr. Smith, back there trying to hide in the very back. I know your program back on the first, I wasn't able to attend because I was at another meeting. But my deputy director, he spoke very highly of it. He said it was a wonderful program, and he looks forward to seeing it again in the future. But other than that, our students this evening to receive awards, congratulations. Let's see what the rest of the school year holds for us. We got good motivation. Let's keep it trucking.
Amen.
I don't have anything.
I took it all.
All the words have been
All
used?
the words have been used.
Yeah.
All the words.
Well, I've just got a couple of things. Dr. Newman, thank you for the year in review. And there's a lot of good things that are going on in this district. But you know me, I have always kept it real with all of our teachers and our administrators and our staff. And we are not hitting the mark academically. And we can do a lot of good things social emotionally, and we are filling that cup. But our bottom line is I'm still very concerned when over half of our students are not meeting expectations. And as much as that doesn't feel good, because we all like to hear the feel-good stuff, I think it's a stark reminder of where we've got room to grow. And I just encourage everyone in these positions to not take their eye off the ball, understand where we're trying to lead our students to what we are trying to lead them to, and which is productivity after they leave us. And we can't do that if they're not meeting our basic standards. So thank you for all the positive stuff that we're filling our cups with, but please don't take your eye off the ball of what the true purpose for why we are here. So with that note, I will move on to our personnel actions. Can I get?
I make a motion, we accept the personnel actions.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. And now we have a second executive session. This one will be for personnel matters and contractual matters. Can I get a motion to carry us into executive session for those?
So I move that we move into executive session to discuss personnel matters and contractual matters.
And
I get a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? We'll move into executive session. made a motion to come out of executive session. It was seconded by Ms. Kelly. Are you ready, Audrey? We're out of executive session. There were no actions taken. No votes were required at this point. I will entertain a motion to end our meeting. Motion to adjourn.
Madam Chair, I make a motion we adjourn.
Second.
All in favor? We are adjourned.